What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over the Dawn of X era of X-Men comics, and we are going to pick up with New Mutants number 12. Now, with this book right here, it is going to be the last book that we are going to cover for the New Mutants until we do X of Swords. And the reason why, because the next few books are basically tie-ins to the X of Swords event. And not really tie-ins, but they're part of the X of Swords event. The huge crossover that Marvel did back in 2020 for all X-Men titles. But with that being said though, with this book right here, it is honestly setting up things down the road that we are going to see after the X of Swords event. So with that being said, I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video. But here we go. And so to begin today's video, we actually pick up in Nova Roma. Now remember, Nova Roma is a small country that's in South America. And matter of fact, it is a small country that is hidden inside the Amazon rainforest. Now with that being said, it is also the home country of Magma. This is the country she comes from. But either way though, we actually do pick up with some people that is actually from Nova Roma. And right now, they're looking at a footprint, trying to figure out what kind of creature was able to leave that kind of footprint in the ground, because it is very huge. But then of course, they're attacked out of nowhere by some random monsters. Now these monsters we actually saw in earlier videos we did for New Mutants. Now, we also found out that these monsters were being controlled by some random lady. Now, we have no idea what her name is, but she is the one that is controlling these monsters and making them attack these Nova Roma people. Now, that is the moment we actually jump over to Krakoa, where we actually pick up with Magic meeting up with Trinary. Now, Trinary is a newer character. I want to say she was made in the 2010s, and I forgot what book she first appeared in. I want to say X-Men Red, but I could be wrong. But either way, she does have the ability to control technology, which is very important because she was able to get some information for Magic. Of course, the information that she is giving over to Magic is about the location of the website docs. Now, we saw the website docs in earlier videos that we have done over the New Mutants. And basically, docs is this website that shares information about different mutants across the world. Personal information like where they live, where their family live, or where they work at. And of course, with that information being out there, and you have people who actually hates mutants, they use that information as a way to hunt down mutants and do bad things to them. And so with that being said, Magic had asked Trinary to gather enough information to hopefully find the location of the people that actually run that website, because Magic is going to bring that website down. And so it doesn't take us that long to actually see Magic form a team to go with her to Washington, D.C. to go confront the people who run that website. And so when she appears, we come to find out that she has Mirage and she also has Glob as well. Now, Glob is going to be very important, and you'll see why here in a minute. But you do have our three X-Men characters right now walk into the office of the people who run that website that is sharing all that personal information about different mutants across the world. Now, when it comes to docs, they had no idea that the X-Men knew about them. They had no idea that they were basically being hunted down by the New Mutants. But of course, it is too late, because now you have the New Mutants there to kind of interrogate them, to figure out why are they doing this, but at the same time to shut them down. And that is the moment you actually have Mirage try to show why it's so bad to share personal information on the internet, because she's going to show them examples of mutants that have been hurt thanks to the Docs website. And so with the examples that Mirage has, she wants to show the people of Docs that with the personal information that you are putting out there, innocent mutants are being killed left and right. And some of those mutants, they had children, and now they have to grow up without their mother or father. Now, it's not like every single mutant that has their personal information on this website is being killed off. There are some who actually do survive, but the ones who do survive, they are basically right now wishing to be killed off. And the reason why, because they were so badly injured that some of them can no longer walk, or they are blind. They have different things that were done to them, and now they're wishing to be killed. They're wishing for death, and it's all thanks to Docs. Now, you do have the owner of Docs trying to turn this around on the New Mutants and the mutant race, saying that it's their fault that all of this has happened, because he brings up the idea of what happened in House of X and Power of X. Because remember, when the Mutant Nation came out, you had Charles Xavier actually told every single country that he has a new medicine that can help humans live longer, and he was going to share that medicine with every single country around the world. He was trying to be a good person, but of course the humans reenact the wrong way, and of course it changed the mind of Charles Xavier to the point that if countries wanted to take the medicine from him, they first had to accept COPPA as a nation. And so with that being said, he's kind of like, it's your fault because you guys are holding on to that medicine when people need that medicine. But again, it's Magic reminding this guy, hey, it's not our fault that we have to do that now, because we offered the medicine to you guys. But of course, you tried to hurt us and try to attack us and get rid of us, that we had to change our mind. And now that medicine you want so bad, of course, it comes with some requirements. But again, those requirements were made because of you guys. So you want to blame us, but in reality, it's you guys who are at fault right now for everything that is going on at the moment. And even after all of that, you do have this owner of this website continue to spit hate towards the New Mutants. Now, with that being said, though, he feels like his freedom of speech is being taken away, because right now the New Mutants came into his office and told him to shut down his website, even though that his website is the reason why innocent mutants are being killed all over the world. But with that being said, though, with him continuing to spit hate towards the New Mutants, that is the moment you have Glob just get so angry that he really just tries to scare this man to realize what he is doing is wrong. And this is very huge for the Glob character. And the reason why, because Glob is a character who is usually very chill. Like, he never gets so upset. But of course, with this guy just spitting out so much hate towards mutants, Glob just snaps and he just yells at this man to the point it scares the man so much. When Glob leaves, you have the owner of this website finally shuts it down because he was so scared of Glob. Not Magic, Glob. But then we jump over to Nova Roma again. And the reason why, because of those monsters we saw earlier. Because right now, those monsters are wreaking havoc across the entire country. There's a lot of deaths right now in that country. Now, some of the people in that country were able to escape by choppers. Now, there is one guy who was left alive by the monsters. And the reason why, because the lady who is in charge of those monsters, she's basically putting a smaller creature inside of his body. It's a new way of torture, because this creature actually has the ability to eat away at organs. But the reason why she's doing this to him is because she is going to send him out into the world to bring back the New Mutants. Because in an earlier video, some of the New Mutants had killed some of these ladies' creatures. And right now, she wants to get revenge against the New Mutants. And so she is going to use this guy, send him out into the world to go get the New Mutants to bring them back over here. And the longer he takes to do it, the more the creature inside his body is going to eat away at his organs. And so, of course, it's him basically being forced to move quickly. Now, the book actually ends on the origin of Glob, because the book wants to remind us about the origin of Glob, because it is a very interesting origin, because we do get reminded that before Glob found out that he was a mutant, he was living with his mother and father. But here's the catch though, his father hated mutants so much that his father did not work at all. Instead, his father was going to different gatherings across the world as a way to spread the hate towards mutants. And a lot of times he would take the younger version of Glob with them to those meetings because he wanted his son to realize that mutants are bad people, that mutants are evil. And so that hatred that Glob's father had was being transported over to Glob at a young age, because Glob had no idea that he was a mutant. And so he was also at a young age going around spreading that hate as well towards mutants. But here comes the big shocker though. When Glob found out that he was a mutant, the hatred that his dad had also went towards him as well. You would think that Glob's father would change his mind and actually care for his son, even though his son is a mutant. But of course, Glob's father still hated his son because his son was a mutant. And so Glob's father began the process of actually abusing his own son because, again, he was a mutant. But then you have Glob's mother take Glob over to the school of Charles Xavier as a way to get Glob away from his father. But that is where the book ends, on the sad origin of Glob. But with that being said, I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video. And if you do, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.